There's something so instructive about for me anyway, about coming down to Acorn Wood and up onto the heath first thing in the morning, because the same things happen, and I mean that in a really good way. I'll walk to this point here, and the little muntjac deer always run up that slope, as it did when I just arrived, but I've stopped to get the camera out to just talk about this I was thinking about. And then I go a little further here, and I look across into the field, and there's always another deer, another muntjac, either standing looking the other way, looking at me, and I don't know whether you can see, maybe I can enlarge it, but that is as usual. Can you see? It's very dark. That's as far as I can enlarge it. But anyway, it's there and looking at me. And I suppose why I find that something to ponder is that I get so het up with various things in life and making decisions, and I should be doing this or should be doing that. And actually, out here, it's fine for those deer to be doing that, to be enjoying the sunshine first thing in the morning, to be just looking at the world. The little muntjac in the field when I first got here wasn't looking at me, but looking across at the drainage channel. There was water and birches, just looking. And I don't know, I just found that just something I needed to see today, really. So I thought I'd just share that with you. And we've been down here recently. I didn't really intend to do this again. Well, I'll do it, but I mean to share it with you again. There are other things to share, but it is a most glorious, glorious morning. And everything is suddenly so green. And I noticed yesterday when I was up on the heath that just suddenly the bracken not just the bracken that's come on, but there are little red flowers. I'll have to find out what they are, all in between the bracken. So it's almost as if it's swimming in a sea of red, or a red sea. So that's something I need to look into, but it's just a beautiful effect, especially when the sun's shining. So we'll go up there, and I'll go quickly up onto the heath today. No dilly-dallying on this lovely low path here. We'll go straight up, and then I'll show you how it's looking even in the last little while. Before we do though, I'll just pause at this oak because it's one of the lovely boundary oaks. So it'd be nice to say good morning. And admire all these beautiful grooves and fissures and markings. I just wanted to pause and show you there's lots of cobwebs, always actually at the moment, first thing, among the heather which is growing back again. And they are just so beautiful when the sun shines on these cobwebs, and you can see all the little bits of dew on them. And the spiders are really busy. I've seen them actually moving around in the webs. And if you look at this one, I chose this one to show you because you can see that in the middle there's a hole, a small circle, and they have got that. And I wonder whether they actually live. The spider lives down in the heather there where it's cosy, and then the web is like a place of work, so to speak, and it comes up and catches its food, mends the web, catches more food, maybe stores the food, and actually sleeps in the hole there. And there are several like that, so I'll look at some more and show you how lovely they are. You hear the great tit as well in the background, I'm sure. And here's another one that's been spread like gossamer over a whole existing hole. Like there's a depression in the soil, and several of them are like that as well. They're just such architects, such creative artists as well, spiders. I just never cease to marvel at them. And you see them a lot in the autumn and early winter, sort of springtime as well. But in the summer I don't really associate with seeing the webs like this. But I think because it's early-ish and the dew is still on them, you just notice them a lot more. And they're slung across the heather, so they're kind of quite high over the ground, and they shine. If I just lift the camera up, I don't know whether that helps or not actually, but you can just see the little glimmer where there are more webs across there. In fact, actually, when you start looking into the sun, there are strands of cobweb all in the air, just single strands which are linking everything. And I suppose they're like the aerial runways of the spiders. And I've never noticed those before just now. They are quite incredible, just little gossamer filaments strung across the air. And as you can see, things have changed a lot around here. The bracken has grown so much, and you can see though it's still unfurling at the tops. It is just, well, probably if you sat here, which I'd love to do one day actually, just come up here for a whole day and just be and just sit, and I will do it one day. But anyway, I think you could probably see it growing at the moment. So this isn't what I wanted to show you with the red plant growing between, but I just paused here because it's just so amazing to see how it's responding to this bit of warm weather that we had just, well, it's just starting really. Hopefully we'll be getting some more for several days now. This is what I wanted to show you, this red flower between the bracken. And in places there's so much of it, it's as if the bracken's raised over this Red Sea. I will find out what it is. I just keep saying it and not doing it, but I will. By the time I do another video, I should be able to tell you quite confidently what it's called. I have got books that will tell me anyway, so yes, I'll go back and do that. But if I just pan across a little bit, you can see the extent of the bracken as well. But yeah, it's all floating in this red. It's just lovely, and I think the contrast is beautiful, and just the scent, because it's, I suppose because it's been damp overnight with the dew, and now it's now the sun's shining, it's bringing out all the beautiful scents. I just can't believe it, can you? All this lush growth, nettles and bracken, and you can see the bramble leaves on the canes, whatever you call them. This is the top of a nettle. Really, really full of vigour. The thing that hasn't really happened yet is there's not a burst of gorse blossom, but that will come. I'll just continue back down the grassy track and back home to the old shop. It's turned into an absolutely beautiful, sunny, breezy morning, and I thought we'd have a really quick look in the front garden because it's just been wet and now it's sunny, and so things have really come on a lot, as you can see here. And there's just a couple of things I wanted to show you as well, which we have looked at before, but they've really come on a pace. Beautiful aquiledias, and the rose is a lot of buds on there now. Just come across. As usual, we'll say hello to the garden guardian. He's looking really lovely, I think, with his deep shadow and light playing on him, with his breeze making all the foliage move. And very exciting, the lady's mantle is about to flower. That was just a little tiny plant in a pot outside the egg place I've mentioned before, and it's just really taken to its home here. And this is an allium, which is about to burst into flower as well. I must say, everything just looks so happy. Here is the other aquilea, which is quite a strange one, quite a strange twisty one, which I love. I like strange twisty things, but I'm just strange. You like that? And the ponds are looking better. I did put some water, I kind of ran some rainwater into it, and it seemed to clean out the worst of what was clogging up the top, so that's looking nice as well. Now, the thing that I haven't shown you that's happened is I took the bird table down, the ultimate solution, because it was lovely seeing the birds, but the rats were just so audacious that it kind of got to a point where I had to tell them they weren't welcome. And so that's gone for now. Lots of birds around still, but look what they did for their parting shot. That was a hazel tree, and they've actually gnawed off both the stems of it, just wantonly, just to say "yah boo," I think, that they weren't happy about what I had done to them. So you can see the lovely breeze, really beautiful this morning, and it's making the water on the bird bath play. which is nice, and the foxglove's getting really tall behind there. And this is the other allium. I think I had about 5 bulbs which I spread around the garden, and that one's closer to flowering. And the tulip's just going over, but the colour's really nice together. And I've got a little geranium in the back there, which I'm hoping is going to spread over that dry bit near the bank. The willow is still trying, still trying to get tall enough to make an arch, but I mean, I don't expect it to do that just overnight at all. So that's like a long-term aim. And the clematis looking really lovely. I'm just going to show you, to finish with, the back of the dragon. He's looking over the yard. Lovely blue sky he has to gaze into as well. I'm here on the cliff top in my happy place, having a cup of coffee after work, and it's just such a beautiful, it's been a beautiful day, so I haven't been able to be outside much at all, so it's lovely to just be outside now. I could have been in the garden, but I thought I'll spend tomorrow doing as much as I can in the garden. So this evening I just thought it would be nice to come down here for a little while. And the tide's going out. Low tide is at about 8. I'm not sure what the time is now, but it's probably about at least 7, I should think. So it's a good time to be here. The cliff has been my favourite place since I've known it. It used to be an old caravan site, but so much of it's fallen down now, fallen onto the beach, that there are no caravans here now. They moved the site further inland. You can just see some little bits, some little traces of where the caravans used to stand. Even they're becoming obliterated really now. And yes, even since last summer, there's less of it, because quite a lot of it fell down last autumn in the gales. And you can see, just as I pan around here, you can see that was a roadway, like an internal roadway in the site, and it's just got shorter and shorter. It just goes down. That's the edge of the cliff there, so it just goes down to nothing. And the beach continues along there. I don't know how much you can see from where I'm sitting. I'm quite lazily not getting up, but I will do. But I just thought I'd just show you where I'm sitting at the moment to have my coffee. It's such a lovely evening. It really is nice, really warm as well, but breezy. It's so calming just watching the waves, and even more than that, just hearing them in the background the whole time, even if you're not actually looking up and watching it. You're just so aware of it all the time. You see in front of you. And there are skylarks on the cliff as well, so you might hear one of them suddenly break into song. And I've often seen kestrels hovering up here as well, really close, really low. So that might happen as well. Anyway, I'm going to drink my coffee now, but I just thought you might like to see this really lovely spot just above the beach. I've stood up now, and you can see the extent of the beach a bit more, and you can see how the road is just a jagged edge of tarmac, and it just goes, as I said before, over the cliff edge basically there. But I'm quite close to the cliff edge here, but I don't feel vulnerable because, perhaps I should, but I don't, because it seems quite stable at the moment. Is that after bad weather, or if you can see some cracks or something like that, that's how I'd worry, but as it is, it feels fine. I'm probably a couple of metres, 3 metres maybe away from the edge. This is looking the other way towards the lighthouse, and you can just see the face of the cliff there, and obviously the lighthouse itself, which I can just see from the old shop with the following wind. Well, if the light's on it, right, and the leaves are off the trees, you can see it, which I always like to, I like that, in fact. You can see it a lot better from other places on the lane actually. It seems much closer there, it seems miles away from the bedroom, but at least you can see it, so you are not that far from the coast as the crow flies.